On today's podcast, that is brought to you by me and my cat Oliver. And please subscribe, follow, like. I don't know what you do. This is a terrible intro. I'm happy you're here. Thank you very much for showing up and being a part of this first podcast of mine. And yes, I have to be like everyone else and just have my own podcast. All right. It's just something that I want to do. So, to start off with this podcast journey of mine, I wanted to go into a little bit of what dodgeball related is to me and kind of my background in dodgeball and where I kind of come from. Let's just jump right into it. Obviously, Chantal is my name. I am of French descent and Dutch descent. So if you didn't know that, now you know. I grew up always liking to be active. As a kid, you would always see me running around, throwing things, hitting baseballs. My dad and I would play baseball in our front yard, play this game called Jackpot, where, yeah, my dad would hit the baseball as far as he possibly could. And if we caught it, we got jackpot, which means absolutely nothing, but it was super fun. And that led into, I think I played t-ball for a little bit. And then honestly, I didn't really play any sports. I just liked running around outside and jumping around. And then unfortunately, at the age of 12, I got diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, which was around the age I wanted to start playing sports. So that didn't happen. No sports for me. I was way too terrified of going low. So that just didn't happen. It wasn't in the cards for me. Lows are directly related to like an increased chance of death. So activity, like sports, especially back in the day, we didn't have like machines and things like that were connected to our phones. So it was really scary to play sports. So I just didn't. I tried dance for a little bit, but that's where I learned that like I couldn't quite feel when I was going low. My blood sugars were kind of all over the place back then because I had to take needles like 4 to 5 times a day. I had to watch what I ate. I had to watch what I did. So I started playing video games. Huge gamer, all right? So that leads me to my young adult life. Played tons of video games, but missed the movement aspect. Like video games are great, like Overwatch, I really enjoy, and I actually kind of match Overwatch to Dodgeball a little bit, because Overwatch is is it a 5v5? I haven't played in forever, but because of Dodgeball. But it's like a 5v5. You have your tanks, you have your defense, you have your healers, and you got to destroy the other team to win. Or you do like capture the flag or blah, blah, blah. I just got to a point where I got invited to play Dodgeball. It kind of got me in the same competitive mindset that I would get into when I played those kinds of video games. So I just like really started getting into it. I started losing a bunch of weight, which felt really good because I was starting to gain weight at this point in my life. That was about like, I would say 9-10 years ago I started. It's been amazing ever since, to be honest. I found something I truly love to do. By that time in my diabetic journey, I had like my machine. So this is like my insulin pump, and I have my Dexcom on my arm. I'll show you one moment. For those listening, I'm just showing my Dexcom. Anyway, so I had little machines like that. Tracking blood sugars was a lot easier doing sports. Honestly, the machine literally saved my athletic life. Like I said, I was a very athletic kid, very athletic body type, but it was just really unfortunate that I wasn't able to do anything sports related for that time of my life, which really sucked. But like I said, been playing for about 9-10 years. I don't know the exact time I started. It's all a blur. So I guess, just started playing like recreationally in the league in my area. I've been to nationals once, in 2022 with my team called Phoenix. We did pretty good for like a new team. I honestly don't know what place we got, but we didn't qualify for playoffs. I know that much. And then since then, the team disbanded and kind of formed other teams. And I've just decided to take a little break for a few years and focus on my coaching. So I've been coaching minor dodgeball for like 2 years now, on and off 2, 3 years. But for sure, the last year I have been coaching very consistently. Our kids are doing amazing. So I'm happy I took the break to focus on that. And then I'm also focusing on doing more tournaments, which I find just like a lot more fun, that I can like just for a whole weekend just play dodgeball. I have like this hyper flexibility thing going on. So after playing dodgeball, I tend to get like really tight. You might have heard me talk about it before. So I find tournaments are just a little bit more accessible for me. And then also with my diabetes, it's kind of like a 1 day thing. So I can really focus on it for 1 day. But league is fun too. Just really focusing on tournaments and my coaching. So that's a little bit about me, my dodgeball journey. My most recent team that I've played with was Aggression at the Minneapolis USA 2025 tour, which we almost placed third by like one hit. It was crazy. We did amazing. I'm so proud of our team. I do have some footage from a few of our games and I want to make like a little compilation thingy, but I just haven't gone to it. Life is crazy right now. Literally trying to figure out my next tournaments coming up. It's a lot of just balancing like my full-time job, tournaments I want to go to, and traveling, my art that I like to do on the side. I have an Instagram I like to work on. I have like this podcast I started for some reason. I just have so many things going on in my head all at the same time. I'm going to eventually figure out like a proper schedule and like things like that, but as of right now, you get what you get, dudes. Yeah, that's pretty much it. To start the actual podcast, I asked myself a few questions to answer, and you guys will learn a little bit more about me. Hopefully you enjoy this. I'm really happy that you're here listening. It like warms my heart that people actually care about what I'm saying. And I just, I want to work on my interpersonal skills and my speaking online and things like that. I appreciate you guys giving me the chance to do that. So moving forward, first question. What do you like about dodgeball? Oh, well, that is a great question. Thank you for asking, Chantal. So what I like about dodgeball is, if you know me personally, you've heard me say this 1,000 times. I love the sound the ball makes when you get a direct hit. It's like boof. I don't know how else to explain it, but it's this boof sound on direct contact with the other person. And it just like, I get this sick dopamine rush from that sound. And like, it just half the time I'm like, did I do that? That was for me. Pretty cool. So that's my favorite thing about dodgeball. But I also really enjoy the mind games of like strategizing. What is the other team going to do? How are we going to communicate on our side? Like when a play that you guys call, like, so if it's like lefts, middles, rights, and you get the person that you were targeting, like that feels so good. And I love working as a team, but I also love the individual aspect of it too. So individually, you could like take out a bunch of people, but also as a team, you can take out a bunch of people. So it's pretty crazy how it's like this really cool, multi-dimensional type sport where it's just not like any other sport. Like even the fact that there's like 6 balls or 5 balls on the court at one time allows for so many things. Like it's like the most complicated game of rock paper scissors you've ever played in your life. And that's why like advice I give to people all the time is like, don't be upset about getting hit out or not getting the hit that you wanted because 100 things could have happened. There's no way you could have identified every single counter or outcome. There's no way whatsoever. So never get down on yourself for dodgeball. Another thing I always say is that it takes someone to get hit out to be like, that's part of the game is getting hit out. So don't be upset if you're the person getting hit out. It's super intense too. Like, and I get a great workout and it's fun. So you should play too, by the way. What are my goals for the podcast? That is the next question. So my goal for the podcast is to talk about anything dodgeball related. Just, a podcast you can put on your drive to work maybe, and you don't necessarily want to listen to an interview because there's already podcasts like that. I didn't want to do the same thing that they're doing. So I want to talk more about like topics, things related to dodgeball. Even if there's like questions in the comments or whatever, you can email me, you can at me on my Instagram. I can answer questions. We could talk about strategy. Like I want to talk about anything dodgeball related, to be honest. Like just literally whatever you can think of. If it relates back to dodgeball, that's what we're talking about. I want to entertain you on your drive to work, on your walk, whatever it is. I hope I'm not too annoying. My goal for this podcast is to entertain you on your drive to work. Why did I start dodgeball related? So I started dodgeball related as a outlet for my creative dodgeball needs. So like I said, I'm very artistic. I like creating things. I like output. There's definitely, I like input where like I like to watch other people's content. I like seeing, especially like watching dodgeball games. I like seeing how people move and like really cool things that they're capable of doing with their body and like without even thinking about it, like getting those sick clips and shots like that. I really like that. And yeah, I feel like I have an eye for those types of clips. I started taking a few of them, maybe like tournaments or things like that. Dodgeball related as a creative outlet for my art, for my creativity. Like I said, I'm very visual. I notice things that I guess other people don't really notice, or I like using like cameras and I like using like this microphone and I like painting and I like things like that. So very visual. So dodgeball related allows me to kind of show you what I'm seeing and to share that with everyone, like to see the beauty in dodgeball and just to see how like mental health is related to dodgeball. Like obviously it's related to sports and movement and physicality and all this other stuff. But I love relating everything back to dodgeball because dodgeball is the best sport and it should be in the Olympics. Just saying. Another thing I like about dodgeball is the creativity when it comes to jersey designs. I absolutely love jerseys. Oh my gosh. There's so much creativity that goes into the designs of these like pieces of fabric. Like, man, it's astounding. I'm trying to think of a few. Like Fury has a sick jersey. It's like swirly and like pink and blue and yellow. I think I'm thinking of the right jersey. Reckless's jersey is one of my top favorites. I also love Rainbow Thunder has really cool designs for their jerseys. They always switch it up every few years. Yeah, there's this like jersey design, amazing. Another way of basically sharing art within a sport, which I find is so cool. And tournaments. My last topic here or question, I guess, is tournaments, question mark. Tournaments to me are super fun. Like I said, it's just like dodgeball all in one day. I'm planning on going to a few this year. You'll see me around somewhere, who knows where. I'm not gonna be like sharing where I'm going unless you're like my close friend. So if you want to know, just DM me. But like I love going to the USA tours. They're just so fun and I love meeting like tons of people like around the world. Another tournament I've been to recently is the World Youth Open, which was in Calgary, Canada this year. And holy crow, the kids have talent, especially like Italy for some reason. they're stacked. Like amazing. Like obviously Hong Kong won everything for the youth, but like I just remember seeing those kids throw and it was just amazing. They were wearing like little nose tapes just to get like better breathing. Like how crazy are they going? And they're just kids. Like Mexico was amazing. The UK, I know it wasn't UK, it was Archtridge. Arch Ar started with an A. I'm so sorry. Yeah, everyone was just so freaking talented and it's all kids and like holy that was like the highlight of my year already and it's it's only June and that's the highlight of my year. That was so amazing going to that. So definitely excited to go to the next one. Already preparing for the next one. We have our kids that we coach. They're doing some pretty difficult drills already and we're really honing in on their like endurance and like their pitching and just game strategy. The youth in Winnipeg can actually play in the Winnipeg League with their parents' permission. So it allows those kids to really see the competitive nature of the game. Yeah, they're playing adults and yes, headshots count. So we got to kind of like watch out for that for them, but that's why the parents need to sign on. But it's really been working. Like it's been a really good partnership. It's been a really good idea. So yeah, proud of that for our kids. That's it for the podcast. Thank you for stopping by and listening. Just so you know, your girl has ADHD, and I don't know how reliable I'm going to be with uploading and doing this. I really want to get better at it. Dodgeball is a sick sport. Everyone should play it. There's a place for everybody in dodgeball. Regardless of the disability, maybe in a next episode we can talk about that. The World Dodgeball Federation I think it's the World Dodgeball Federation or Dodgeball Canada. They had like a dodgeball tournament with people in wheelchair. Like that's so cool. That's so cool. Like I don't even know how it's just so cool. It's so cool. So anyway, it's a sick sport and it's so inclusive and we got to keep it open for all and I'm going to talk to you in the next episode. Thanks for listening.